A fight for justice in Willow Creek. Blood dripped from Sarah's forehead as 3 security guards pinned her to the ground in our front yard. "You don't belong here," one hissed, his knee pressing into her back. From the porch, I watched, my Navy SEAL instinct screaming to act. They had no idea who they were dealing with. This wasn't just an assault, it was the spark of a battle that would expose a corrupt system and transform a community. My name is James Carter, a 52-year-old retired SEAL. After 25 years of service, I moved my family Sarah, a 45-year-old trauma nurse, and our 17-year-old son, Ethan, to Willow Creek, an upscale suburban neighborhood in Georgia. We'd earned this fresh start, a 2-story colonial with manicured lawns, a place to breathe after years of military housing and hospital shifts. Sarah had landed a prestigious job at Georgia Central Hospital, and Ethan was set to graduate from Willow Creek High, a top school. As the only black family on our block, we noticed the stares, but I naively believed my service record and Sarah's reputation would shield us. I was wrong. Hours after we unpacked, Harold Grayson, the Willow Creek Homeowners Association president, knocked on our door. His smile was thin, his eyes cold. "We have high standards here," he said, handing me a thick binder of rules. His tone carried a warning my combat-honed instincts couldn't ignore. That same day, I spotted a Patriot security vehicle cruising by our house, the driver staring. Over the next week, their patrols seemed to target us, passing our home far more often than others. Sarah, ever the optimist, dove into making our house a home, planting a vibrant garden. Ethan, though, came home quiet after his first day at school. Kids asked if I was here on a scholarship, he admitted. "They don't think we belong." The slights grew. Neighbors crossed the street to avoid us. At a community barbecue, conversation stopped when we approached. I overheard whispers, property value standards slipping. Sarah's hand tightened in mine as a woman pulled her child away from Ethan. Still, we attended every HOA meeting, kept our lawn pristine, and waved politely. I managed my PTSD with dawn meditation and 5-mile runs, but I noticed security vehicles tailing me. Then, one night, Sarah found her garden trampled. "I just want them to see us, James," she whispered, trembling. "To see who we are." They saw us, all right, as a threat to their gated, white world. 2 weeks in, the first HOA violation notice arrived, claiming our grass was a 1/4 inch too high. I measured it well within the rules. Days later, another notice flagged Sarah's garden for unapproved plants, though we'd followed the approved list. More followed, trash cans visible, lights we hadn't installed, and noise complaints when we weren't home. My SEAL training kicked in. I photographed our property daily, logged every interaction, and recorded conversations legally. The harassment escalated. Security cameras caught a Patriot vehicle driving over our lawn at 3 a.m., ruining Sarah's garden. At night, their headlights beamed into our bedroom. When I confronted them, they claimed suspicious activity reports. At an HOA meeting, I presented evidence of harassment photos, videos, logs. Harold dismissed it before I finished. "No merit," he said, moving on. Outside, a Latino resident, Miguel Lopez, whispered, "They did this to us, too. Most families like yours leave within 6 months." He revealed that every minority family in Willow Creek's 3-year history had been driven out. My research uncovered Harold's ties to heritage groups code for white supremacy and a discrimination lawsuit from his past. Worse, his wife, Margaret, a hospital administrator, spread lies about Sarah, accusing her of stealing drugs. Sarah's supervisor dismissed the claims, but the rumors stung. The breaking point came one night when Sarah worked a late shift. At 12:45 a.m., I saw her car pull in, followed by 3 Patriot vehicles. Guards surrounded her, flashlights in her face. "We've got reports of a prowler matching your description," one barked. Sarah, calm as ever, identified herself and reached for her ID. "Keep your hands up," a guard snapped. "You people always reach for something." When she raised her phone to record, they lunged. One knocked her phone away, another swept her legs. They pinned her down, her head hitting the ground. Blood trickled from a cut. I recorded from the porch, calling 911, resisting the urge to charge. Bursting out could have escalated things, maybe given them an excuse to shoot. "You're assaulting a healthcare worker on her property," I said, my voice steady. "This is uploading to the cloud." The guards froze, then fled, radioing frantically. I rushed Sarah to the hospital. Bruised ribs, sprained wrist, concussion, stitches. Her colleagues were outraged. At the police station, the sergeant focused on what Sarah did to provoke the guards, despite my video evidence. Ethan's rage mirrored mine. I'll kill them, he whispered. No, I said. We fight smart, with evidence. That night, I called SEAL teammates in law and private investigations. By dawn, I had a plan. Our home office became a command center. I organized our evidence, violation notices, footage, patrol patterns. I installed military-grade cameras around our property, small, weatherproof, night vision equipped. Miguel introduced me to former residents, like the Browns, a black couple, and the Desais, an Indian family, who'd faced similar harassment. They shared their records. Then came a breakthrough. Edith Thompson, a white widow whose husband had served on the HOA board, gave me damning documents. Minutes, emails, and financials showed Patriot Security, owned by Harold's brother-in-law, Thomas Reed, was overpaid at triple the market rate. Emails from Harold urged demographic management to make it uncomfortable for families like ours. We formed the Willow Creek Equity Alliance, a coalition of 15 households, including Miguel, Dr. Rachel Cohen, a Jewish professor, and David Kim, an Asian American banker. We used encrypted apps, documented every incident, and tracked HOA communications. A civil rights lawyer, Nathan Brooks, confirmed Fair Housing Act violations but warned we needed insider proof of intent. At work, Sarah faced Margaret's escalating rumors, affecting her confidence. Ethan reported guards following him home from school, demanding ID. Racial slurs appeared on our garage. I traced them to 2 Patriot guards on camera. The HOA meeting 2 weeks after Sarah's assault was our first strike. I presented a chart showing minority homeowners got 300% more violations than white ones, a heat map of biased patrols, and financial ties between Harold and Patriot. Harold tried to shut me down, but Edith cited bylaws, forcing him to let me finish. Murmurs spread. Residents saw the truth. That night, a brick shattered our window with a note, "Race traders not welcome." Miguel's tires were slashed. Rachel's garage was defaced. Our coalition grew to 30 households. We launched an anonymous website with our evidence, drawing local media attention. Harold fought back. Guards parked outside our homes, filming us. He confronted me after a run. "You're not welcome here, Carter. Things can get uncomfortable." I recorded it, staying calm. "Are you threatening my family?" His smile faltered. At the hospital, Sarah got anonymous calls warning of accidents. Cameras caught Margaret making them, leading to her suspension. The HOA piled violations on our allies, threatening liens. We countered with a neighborhood watch, filming every guard move. The NAACP and Anti-Defamation League issued statements supporting us. Nathan filed injunctions, blocking Harold's baseless fines. The crisis peaked when Edith's granddaughter, a tech student, found deleted HOA emails on her late husband's computer. One from Harold read, "The Carters are a threat. Maximum pressure. Thomas's team must focus on them." Another, sent before Sarah's assault, ordered guards to make an example of her. This was the smoking gun. We shared it with the FBI and Nathan. An audit exposed $750,000 in misappropriated HOA funds through fake contracts Harold's shell companies profited. When this hit the news, neutral residents joined us, outraged at the theft. Harold's final gambit was desperate. Edith overheard a secret meeting at his home. Guards planned to plant drugs in our shed, tipping off police for a raid to discredit us. We set a trap. I alerted FBI agent Laura Chin and County Captain Robert Hayes, a Marine veteran with no ties to Harold's local police allies. We upgraded our cameras, streaming to secure cloud storage. At 2 a.m., guards planted cocaine and meth in our shed. Unaware we recorded everything. FBI and county police swooped in, seizing the drugs. By dawn, local narcotics cops arrived with a warrant, only to find federal agents waiting. The guards confessed to Harold's orders. He was arrested while fleeing to Mexico, his home yielding records of a nationwide HOA discrimination network. At an emergency community meeting, I laid out the truth. Harold's regime used fear and fraud to enforce segregation. Our coalition swelled to 90% of residents. We formed a diverse oversight committee, rewriting the bylaws for transparency and fairness. Harold got 12 years for civil rights violations, fraud, and conspiracy. Other board members got 4 to 8 years. Restitution went to all homeowners, plus compensation for families forced out. Sarah was named Director of Nursing, launching a minority mentorship program. Ethan, accepted to the Naval Academy, started a youth leadership conference. Willow Creek's property values rose, its inclusive reputation drawing new buyers. 5 years later, our backyard hosted a neighborhood barbecue. Kids of all races played. Adults shared stories across cultures. Sarah squeezed my hand. "We built this," she said, nodding at her rebuilt garden, now filled with plants from neighbors. Willow Creek's annual Unity Day celebrated our victory, not the conflict, with food and music uniting us. The FBI's broader probe led to federal housing reforms, citing Willow Creek as a model. We stayed, not just to claim our ground, but to transform it. What would you do if injustice targeted your family? Was our strategic patience right? Or should we have fought harder, faster? Share your thoughts below. Have you faced violence or discrimination in your community? How far would you go to stand for justice? Like, subscribe, and comment to join the conversation. Your voice matters in building a world where everyone belongs.